get married. I want to rock and roll with Tim. I don't want to get married. I want to rock and roll with Tim. I don't want to get married. I want to rock and roll with Tim. I don't want to get married. I want to rock and roll with Tim. I don't want to get married. I want to rock and roll with Tim. I don't want to get married. I want to
What's up? Here we are at Vida Entre Primas, Life Between Cousins, the podcast where we talk about everything from love, life, and everything in between.
Yeah,
we
just
did
kind
it,
of...
ladies and gentlemen. We did it.
I'm swinging my rally towel.
Oh, you might have heard a new laugh in our podcast right now. Today we have a guest.
Yay.
She is a wife, a mom, an entrepreneur, and a bread maker who makes delicious bread.
We can confirm.
Her name is Sandy.
Hey guys.
Welcome, Sandy.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Thank you for having me.
We're so happy to have you here. You're amazing. We want to share just how great you are. So we're going to jump in. We're going to start how we always do.
Okay.
When we have a guest, that you're our first non-family guest. And so we're super excited. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you do.
Okay, awesome. So thank you for having me. Anytime I get a compliment, which you complimented me just now, I always reciprocate and say, like, I'm always surrounded by good people. So the fact that I'm here means that you guys are also pretty damn amazing. So thank you for having me. But anyway, yes, my name is Sandy, and I am Lisa's friend. Lisa's the producer, right, of the show.
Yes.
And I've known Lisa since high school, which, by the way, we're just barely friends in high school. Like, I feel like high school is such a blur, but we become really good friends after.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. But yes, I'm a mom, a wife, a business owner. I own a diaper service called Luludew that is recently expanding to other things. And I love the homesteading journey.
It's amazing. We are very appreciative too because we just had some jalapeno cheese bread that was delicious. But wanted to share that part of the connection is another tie-in to a Sacred Heart connection. You guys went to Sacred Heart High School together, and that seems to be like a thread that kind of goes through this podcast.
Sure.
And wanted to share my own experience using Luludew with both of my children. Sophia was till she was like potty trained with her,
That's great.
So I want to talk a little bit about Luludew. I will share, it's a cloth, what I know of it, it's a cloth diapering service. And I was very grateful that my family gifted it to me as a gift. Yeah. Yes. When I became a first time mother. And it was amazing. And I will tell you the benefits, and I'll let you jump in and share about the business, but the benefits of cloth diapering, obviously the benefits to our environment, benefits to, not filling up landfills, but the benefit to my daughter who was potty trained fairly easily. She never had diaper rash. She never had any, and you've got all these contraptions for blowouts, and she had her big old booty, and she had the cutest little diaper covers, but it was a joy to me. It was like it's hard when motherhood is like fast, and it's going to sound crazy. And what do they say? The years are long, the nights are long, but the years are fast.
Yes.
Those moments of like being able to take the time to like know that you're doing these things for your child, makes a big difference. So tell us, why did you start? What does Luludew, and tell us why you started it.
Okay, yeah. So it goes back to when I was pregnant. So I'm not going to tell you the long version, but the shortest version was I was pregnant. I was like 8 months pregnant, and I was visiting my OBGYN. That is a pregnancy doctor, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, so once you have this baby, you're going to be strapped to this monitor. You're not going to be able to move. And I'm like, that just seems weird, like that it's so invasive.
Yeah.
So my friend Steph was like, hey, I have this video cassette, like back in the day.
VHS?
This like documentary called The Business of Being Born. And she's like, I want you to watch it. And I thought, cool, I'll just put it in. And it blew my mind that there was a whole world of people, families, that birthed their babies naturally. And I don't mean like naturally in the woods, but I mean like just without or with minimal intervention.
Intervention, right.
In a city. And I thought that was so weird. Like, that was the first time I heard that. So after watching that video, I just started questioning things. And so once I started questioning my doctor about like, hey, so what does that mean to be continuously monitored? They didn't want to talk about it. They were just kind of like, this is what we do, period, end of story. And I thought there has to be another way. So I started just thinking and asking questions. And so that led me to birthing at a birth center, birthing without medication. And I don't mean that's like for everyone, because I actually did end up having an epidural, but at least I knew what it meant.
Yes.
I had a C-section with Danny because it was a medical necessary thing. He was 27 weeks premature. So I'm not against things, but I actually had information to kind of base a solid decision off of, not just because, right?
Right.
And that led me to think about how can I give my baby the most natural approach to life? And one of the things with cloth diapers, right? And everyone, and I mean everyone, my mom, I don't know if my sister said anything, but like friends were like, why? Like, there's disposables like at the store. Like, why would you want to do that? And I said, I just think it's nicer and cleaner and more gentle. And every naysayer, once I started using them, were like, wait, I didn't know that they were like this easy.
Yeah.
And so it sort of sparked this thing in me where I was like, okay, if it's that easy for me, then it has to be that easy for other people. And it's just more of a misconception. And that's what started the idea of like leaving my profession, which by the way, I was like fast tracked to being an administrator for the school system. I was going to be a assistant principal at the time. I left everything and started my business.
Amazing.
Wow. Yeah.
When you know, you know.
You do. Yeah.
I will tell you, I understand that whole being educated about birth. There's so many things you learn where you're like, oh, when the babies are not born vaginally, they don't get this like, and my kids were not, I had 3 C-sections.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many things that you don't know. Don't cut the cord. Don't wipe off the vernix. They don't get the, you know, it's so much to know. Or like doctors have to go.
I don't know any of this. So I'm just staring at everybody.
Seriously, but like if you have a baby on a Friday night, they're like, you'll probably have a C-section because the doctors want to go home. It's like this great, I'm serious.
No joke. Wow.
It's this crazy stuff that you would never ever.
Wait, and by the way, Alma, like you realize I envy your life every time I watch.
Every time. I tell her that all the time.
I get that often. Steph tells me that every time she comes to my room. Just wait till you go upstairs. It's messy.
That's the crazy part about life. Like you're in it and you don't realize how damn good you have it. But then other people look at you and you're like, damn, you have it good. And I'm like, I'm fucking miserable. Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, you're good.
We're at the 7.5
you're
mark.
good.
We're
You're
at the 7.5
good.
mark.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
No, I
just-
get it.
We just have to be happy where we
for
are. But like, just so you know, those Dodger games where you're just like hanging out. I'm like,
yeah.
I wish.
Dude.
Oh, I'm going there today.
Dang you.
For me, it's like, Chris is very like, do whatever you want. But like, imagine doing something without having to tell someone else, like as a courtesy, like
Yes.
just leave.
Yeah.
What is that like?
I was still telling my mom and sister when I lived with them where,
I
what
know.
I was doing and where I was going. Hence why I moved. Part of the reason why I moved.
I'm just kidding.
I love it. No,
I'm
I
just
get
kidding.
it.
I'm just kidding.
No, I get it.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. So I'm curious to know, and if you don't know this, no pressure, but like, have you ever measured, I'm sure you have, the metric or measured the numbers of the impact that Luludew has had on the environment?
Okay,
like
so-
the number of years and diapers saved that have not gone to the
I
landfill?
actually have not done the actual analytics only because it does take a lot of effort.
Yeah.
My friend who runs a diaper service in Chicago does it every year as like a, you know, how like you have New Year's resolutions or whatever.
Yeah.
So she does more of like that. I don't, but I know that a baby who is in a cloth diaper uses about 80 diapers a week.
Oh, yeah.
Times 52 weeks in a year. And usually if they're in a cloth diaper, they actually learn the potty much sooner. Every time I say that, people are like, wait, what?
Because they can feel it.
They can feel the wetness. So when they feel wetness, they realize, oh, something happened to my body. Which I always sort of say this, like, if you had an accident, would you like sit in it?
No.
No, right? You would want to be changed. Why is a baby any different? Like, so when our babies soil themselves, we change them. That's how you do it. And sometimes if you start watching like disposable diaper commercials, they'll say like 12-hour protection. Like,
Why would you want to sit in that?
Oh, yeah.
And there's this
never thought of
like
it
gel inside of like an absorbent
Yes.
diaper.
sodium acylate poly.
Gross.
It's a chemical that releases toxins on our like little baby skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gross. And I will tell you, can totally confirm. So Valentina was also cloth diapered to the end. And she was late two, elder twos, almost 3
Yeah.
when she potty trained.
Yeah.
And she was outside and she said, I have to go pee. And I'm like, okay. Like she took off her cloth diaper and said, I'm not going to use this anymore. I'm going to go to the bathroom. She used the bathroom. She was done. Like she never
You know what we call
used
that?
it again.
We call that potty learning as opposed to potty training.
Because they're not a dog.
Yeah. And also there's no Skittles involved. Like you don't have to have a chart.
Yeah.
Like because they learn their bodily cues, they know when they're going to eliminate, and they then sort of tell you that they're ready.
Oh, that makes sense.
Which we call potty learning, right?
Yeah, it was great.
It's gentle.
My boss at the time was there, and I'm like, I don't know what she's saying. Like, I'm done. And she was done. So,
That's pretty awesome.
congratulations
Aw,
on a
thanks.
successful and impactful business. Wanted to bring up something that happened in January.
Fires?
Oh yeah.
So
You want me to talk about
yeah,
the fires happened in January.
in January.
Wait, you did mention a lot of.
Altadena.
I remember that, Alma. That
Yeah.
episode you guys talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about the fires. Not my family. Happened in Altadena, Palisades. What are you trying to get me at with this?
I want you to talk some because I feel like I'm talking to you.
It's okay. No, like it's.
I want to
fine.
eat this date. Talk about the fires.
Yeah.
Okay, so
sorry.
yeah, fires impacted a lot of people, and a lot of homes were destroyed, and then they had smoke inhalation, or is that what it's called?
No, it was bad. So
And yeah,
we were just
that-
ravaged by the fires.
You're right. I remember on the news, everyone was talking about how the house, a lot of homes were destroyed, but what they weren't talking about were the homes that were still standing.
Yep.
right.
Right?
Right.
And so there they were, and my friend Tony, who's a firefighter for Pasadena Police Department, messages me, and he's like, hey, like we have a bunch of firefighters and their uniforms are like really gnarly. Do you think you could just kind of throw them in the wash? Like, I don't even
Because
know.
you have industrial washers, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, of course. So like, I said, just tell them to come by and we'll start washing. And he's like, yeah, and my cousin, her house didn't burn, but everything smells. And I'm like, oh my gosh, tell her to come and bring her stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, we have industrial washers. And so that sparked this whole like idea of giving back and sort of, picking up laundry for families that were impacted, but their home was still standing. And so we did that for, gosh, I want to say it was like 200 families. We were washing around the clock. It was wild. And so many people donated. We just like created this link and we're like, hey, if you want to donate, just so we can offset some of the costs. And like,
Did people contribute?
oh my God, we raised like almost $4,000.
Amazing.
And that went straight to payroll. Like, I just told the ladies, hey, do you guys want to stay a little later? All this clothes is coming. And they're like, yes.
Beautiful.
So literally every last dollar, which, you hear a lot about when you donate where it goes
Yeah.
and you don't know.
Yeah.
But oftentimes small businesses like this will just literally, use it for good as opposed to administrative BS.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was pretty awesome. And we got to meet so many families. It was really great.
That's awesome.
I will say I work at a place that has over 550 employees. And Luludew's washing service, we send something out every Friday. It's called the News Flash, and it's like resources and like, things that we represent 18,000 kids in foster care. So whatever the kids can use, a lot of them were impacted by the fire. And so somebody sent out the Luludew link to get these group homes and get people to come out.
Yeah.
So when we think about community, and that's really what Elma and I try to push a lot, is the strength of community. Latinas, and like we're really the glue that holds things together if we're going to be real. And so I think that's such a good example of what community can do in real life. Like we hear about what do you really need?
Yeah.
Like we get money. And, God bless all the people who got all the water and all the stuff together. But
Yeah, that was great too.
I will tell you what happened though, is that people were like, I have nowhere to put it.
Right.
Like my house is
Yeah,
burned
it's
or I
gone.
can't go back in my
You
house.
couldn't go back.
So, but like I applaud you and commend you and doing like the research as to like, what do people responding to people's needs. What do they really need? I need my sheets washed. I need my drapes washed. I need so that is such a good example of community. So bravo to you.
yeah.
But I did see some art. Oh, good.
Oh, no, go for it.
No.
No, I was going to say, like, what, because I know you said earlier that Luludew was, like, not transitioning to, like, something else, but are you adding more stuff to it? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know.
So this is sort of weird to even, like, think about, because usually I fly by the seat of my pants. So, like, I started this business
Love it.
and
Same.
left education, and everybody was like, you're crazy. And I'm like, why? If it doesn't work, we'll just come back. And so now that my kids are grown, Amelie is a sophomore. She's going to be a junior.
That's crazy.
Next year. Stop.
Wow.
Your
Danny,
kids, by
stop.
the way, are so I see that this is so fucked up, but every mom does it. I'm all, look at this little boy. He's making fettuccine alfredo for his family. Come on, like she's like burning down the house with the Easy Mac. I'm like,
Steph,
come
you don't see where I'm
on.
like whipping him in the background, right? Like make the fettuccine from scratch, okay? From scratch. No.
I'm like, damn it.
Don't believe everything you see on Instagram either. Or
I don't
social
know.
media.
He made some pretty cute,
No, he
carved
is-
some wooden cars. I'm all, God damn it, Sophia, go clean your fucking room. Carving wooden cars.
Oh my god. But Steph, the part of this that makes it look like it's so easy is the idea of gentle parenting. Like since they were little, I had them on the counter stirring, literally sauteing onions, and my mom's like, "Get him up, he's gonna fall." And I'm like, "Mom, if he falls, he'll learn." But the oil,
so
Mom,
hard.
it's okay. And so you start them like that little that by the time they're 12,
I think Sandy's seen enough of your Instagram to know that you do not gentle parent.
It's gentle-ish. It's gentle-ish.
Oh, but
It's
okay.
gentle-ish.
Hold on.
I'll
Let
tell
me be
you.
real though. Gentle parenting doesn't mean you don't lose your effing.
Totally.
Okay,
I
'cause
don't
the
hit
other
my kids.
day, listen to this story. This is crazy. We were at a restaurant and Danny was being the grumpiest kid ever. Like he's a teenager, so I get it. But he was just being extra, like not wanting to talk. And I was like, nope, let's go. Like I'm not going to sit here and spend $90 because going out is so expensive.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's get in the car. So we get in the car and I literally was like, what's wrong with you? Like I was like screaming like a lunatic. People were probably like, what's wrong with her? I lost it. Like I literally went bonkers. So it happens. It's not like.
I was just telling someone that we had this thing where Sophie was like going through something a few months ago, and we talked a little bit about it. Lisa's really, really, really supportive. So is Elma.
Yeah.
She's a great Nina, great family support. But I literally had to tell her, take a look around.
Yeah.
Like, you have a really nice life. You want to go outside and swim.
Yeah.
You want to walk down the street because you live in a nice neighborhood. You
Yeah.
want to go to your private school. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? Why are, like, she is also in those, like, grumpy. How old is Danny?
He's 13.
Okay, so if he's 13, she'll be 14 in October. And sometimes they just want to shake her and be like, this is really great. You have a really good life. And I have those moments of like, what's happening?
Which, by the way, you created that amazing life for her that she doesn't have to worry and that she can feel safe to
Totally.
be like down.
Totally.
Right? Yeah.
Totally. And I'll tell you, I talked with Ms. Rubakova, and I'm sure Alma and Lisa can relate too, because we grew up in Lincoln Heights, El Sereno. And I told this teacher, like, I'll take you home last night. It was late last night. We took like the back streets of El Sereno, of Lincoln Heights. So he was like, oh my God, that guy's looking in the car. Oh my God, that guy's right there. And I'm like, you would never survive.
In the hood.
Are you?
No.
Like, what?
You kidding me? My mom would always be like, okay, if there's a drive-by shooting, you're going to pull the handle and lay all the way back so that there's nothing coming by us.
Wild, right?
Dude,
Like,
I remember
Sophia
there
would freak
being
out.
like a drive at Rose Hills. Remember there was like an
Yes.
8th grader rolling down the hill? Because I'm like, girl, my kids could never. They're like, they would never do this in La Mirada. I'm like, you better.
Wait, this is hilarious because that is success though.
I know.
The fact that you've created that life for them. So now they're at a different level, which is awesome.
Yeah, we're working on it. But yes,
But
motherhood
that
is
doesn't mean
crazy.
you don't have the bad days. And
We have some.
Yeah.
We have some. But I mean, for the most part, you guys know, my kids are they're very well adjusted. They're sweet kids. They're great. But the motherhood stuff it happens. You were saying something
we
about
were
the
talking
business.
about transitioning.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and so the kids are grown. And so then we're thinking of different things to do. And so because of that, it's so interesting. Once they're out of this stage, I'm not sort of in cloth diapers anymore, personally, that it tends to decline a little. So right now there's like a little lull in diaper service. And so I'm thinking maybe there's some better suited to take the reins. So I'm thinking of maybe selling or hiring someone to kind of take it over. We're thinking about commercial washing. The fire sparked that because we know that like there's hotels that need catered service, like more of a nice, as opposed to like giant industrial stuff. So we're thinking about that. Or I might just become a homesteader and just raise chickens all day. Like I literally told Berto, can I just become a trad wife? Do you guys know what those are?
I do. And I'm going to tell you.
I'm the one who's like, I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, like, sure. What is it?
Okay, tell her.
No, you go for it. But I just want to tell you, I am a very, consider myself like you guys, very empowered woman, very independent. But I also do love some of the traditional, I like to pack my husband's lunch. I like to, do the, I enjoy some of the fundamental characteristics.
Is your love language acts of service?
It is.
Okay, Steph, you know why you like doing that?
Why?
Because you just told me earlier your husband doesn't expect that, right?
He doesn't.
Exactly.
At all.
Then it's cool that you want to do that, but okay, so a trad wife is basically a traditional wife, is what it's a lot of it's like this trend.
Okay.
And so obviously you don't want to be I actually don't want to be a real homemaker. I still want an opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
But geez, the idea of just making bread and going outside barefoot and grounding with my chickens is just sounds so glorious after running a crazy business. I just literally dream about it. I think that's so awesome.
I love that.
And I don't mean extravagant. I just really mean
I love
playing
that.
in the dirt and baking bread.
I love that. I feel like I'm surrounded by trad wives. One of my really good friends is has chickens, has, she's got all that going on. But she's a badass VP. But she also on the weekend, she's no, I'm just barefoot all day.
Yeah.
With my chickens and my dogs. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
I think if you don't have to do it,
Totally.
then it becomes fun, right?
Sure. Well, I appreciate that. And I don't know if you want to share a little bit about how you feel about, I know that on top of the environmentalism, because really it's environmentalism advocacy that you're doing in an inner city, because Luludew is located in a very urban area.
Totally.
And that's providing a service to families that typically wouldn't have access to something like that, right?
Exactly.
It's a food desert. It's, I'd love for you to share a little bit about how you feel about food and, how do I say, with that home, kind of homesteading, trad wife content, eating wellness, making yourself heal through holistic methods and not kind of buying into the pharmaceutical monster and all that.
Of course.
I'd love for you to share more about that.
Yeah, so it's been a journey. Again, it started when Amelie was tiny and just asking questions, and that never stopped. So I always sort of think about what I'm going to consume. Now, this is now I'm years? Amelie's 16. So this is 16 years down the line, right? But if I told you that now all I put is fat, tallow, beef fat on my face as a moisturizer, people are like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, I render fat and put it on my face. That's my moisturizer. And people are like, you've gone nuts. And I'm like, no, I haven't. I know that fat, rendered fat, is the most moisturizing thing without chemicals, right? And I've seen my face transform, but that's the extreme case, okay? So I'm not thinking everybody's gonna be doing that. But in between is just really asking questions. The kids, I remember when they were tiny, I would say, turn over the box. What does it say? They didn't know how to read, but they knew that there is I think it was a box of cake mix, and Danny's like, cookies, good, peanut butter, good. He was just saying words that he thought, and I was like, just read the label. If you don't know what that means, don't buy it, right? It's simple. Obviously, we have a lot of generational stuff that doesn't allow us sometimes mentally to not consume something. But the more that you know, the more you make a conscious choice. At least it's a conscious choice, right? I know sometimes I go out and eat a cheeseburger, but I know what it's going to do to my body and I feel it, right? But most of the time, I'm eating healthy and like making the right choices, right? So I think for me, it's simply that. It's just like asking questions, knowing the source of your food, which actually before we hit record, I was mentioning how we run a cow party.
Oh, yeah.
Where we look for a local butcher and a local farm to harvest a cow, and then we consume every part of it as a group, a whole group of families that do this. And it ends up being so much less expensive than going to the store and buying cut meat, right? So I don't know if that's the right answer, but it's just basically asking the right questions and just realizing what's going in is going to make me feel a certain way.
Right. I appreciate that. I think that's great. What would as somebody who, you were born and raised in Los Angeles, yeah? What would your recommendation be to a community that is wanting to make better choices, but lives, for example, the high school? Sacred Heart is like, if you didn't have transportation, you've got the liquor store, the ABC liquor store right there.
I did all of that in high school,
You could walk to King Taco. You could walk to the liquor store. You could walk to the gas station.
I walked to King Taco a lot.
You did.
Lisa, remember, what was it? Pete's Patio?
Pete's
the
Patio.
chili cheese fries? Stop it. Yes.
But what is your
That's
recommendation?
what
What would your advice be to communities that are trying to make better choices with limited options?
Geez, that's a loaded question. This is like a part 2 conversation, because think about it. We are overworked.
Yep.
We are overconsumed. Television, technology, all of that. And it doesn't leave room for us to just be and think, right? It's built by design, right? So actually, Berto was just talking about this morning. He drives sometimes when our drivers are off, and he's in like, areas that are more affluent. And right when he's driving early morning, people are walking their dog.
Yeah.
They have a mug with coffee. What? Our community in the inner city, we're working. Right? We're up before dawn. We're working, or we're rushing to take the kids to daycare because we have to work a 9-to-5 job, right? And so that alone keeps us so exhausted.
Totally.
Who has time to cook a whole meal when they're exhausted? Drive through right here, and it's McDonald's. Oh, it's right here.
Yeah.
And
I have to pass it to get home.
Exactly. So inner cities have so much fast food.
Totally.
By design. So really, I don't even know the answer, but I know that all I can speak for is myself. I knew that once my kids were born, I didn't want to be in the rat race. I didn't want to be consumed with my job and not see my children. So I created something that allowed me the freedom to take them to school, to grow food and make bread or make pasta with Danny because we had the time. So that's why I think it's a loaded question, because it comes with so much societal pressure.
Yeah. Well, congrats on giving that to your kids. I will say, in regard to Berto, my mom has a beautiful
Oh, yeah, my mom has
your
one
mom too.
What?
Handcrafted tortilla press.
Yes.
Like, I couldn't even imagine how somebody begins to make something like that. It is like that will be handed down to me and then to my kids, but it's so beautiful. So he is very, very talented.
Berto is
We'll have to post some pictures of it because
fantastic.
it's like one of a kind.
Yeah, he
Does
did
he still
that.
make that?
Yeah, he does, every so often, but that was like a pandemic hobby thing.
Oh, it was
that
great.
he did. And that man, I mean, one time my friend was like, Berto, wow, he's just so awesome. Like, you're so lucky. And I'm like, no, girl, I'm not lucky. And she's like, what? I said, I chose well. And she's like, dang.
Right.
Because it took a lot to find somebody like him. There's not a lot of men that are, there are a lot of great men, but this guy is exceptional.
Yeah.
How did you meet him?
At a mixer, at a like.
She definitely did not meet him on the apps if you've been following her on the podcast.
Wait, oh my God, that is hilarious. The apps are wild.
The apps are wild.
Although he was on, what is that for, Match.com?
Yeah.
He was on that a month before we met.
Oh.
I was on it the month after, so we missed each other. Then he booked a trip to Europe for a month and was on a Kentucky tour. And when his tour ended, I flew into London and started my tour.
Oh, wow.
So we kept just
missing each other.
Yeah. But we met at a mixer. And it was interesting because even back then, I already knew the ways of the universe and just like asking what you want in life. And I remember thinking about what did I want in a person? I had a whole list. And one of my friends, Nancy's like, okay, if you want to get that guy's attention, here's this trick. And I'm like, what? What's the trick? Like, I hadn't been dating for a while. So she gives me the trick. Do you guys want to hear it?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you told me this. It's very cool.
Listen up. Okay, everybody take your notebook out, okay? So this is what she said. Mind you, it's a sea of singles mixing, okay? She's like, look for a guy that you're interested in. So I'm like, check. I saw Berto, like way across the room, like 50 people deep. She's like, okay, when you spot him, stare at him until he sees you, okay? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, and then make eye contact for 3 seconds. And I'm like, wait, that's way too long. Like, that's creeps out. She's like, do it and don't don't like look away. And I'm like, okay, 3 seconds. Okay, Steph, I'm going to stare at you for 3 seconds. That's freaking weird, right?
It is weird.
Okay, and then once
weird.
you've captured him, stared for 3 seconds, turn around and don't look at him again and just talk to your friend. And I'm like, okay. She's like, 100% he's going to come up to you. And I'm like, shut up. Okay, so there I am. And I'm like, D. I was with my friend Diana. I'm like, D, I'm going to do that thing with that guy. And she's like, okay. She's like, okay, so can you imagine 2 nerds right here just standing there? So I look at Berto, I do the 3 seconds, I turn around, and I'm like, oh my God, dude, like, is he coming this way? Like, oh my God, that's so weird. And all of a sudden,
No way.
Berto walks across the entire room, all the way, you know, and he's right here, and I'm still, she says, don't look. So I'm like, talking to Diana, and he walks past me, and I'm like, it didn't work. And I couldn't even finish saying it didn't work. And he pops up, hey, girls.
Oh, my
And I'm like,
gosh.
hi. And then the rest is history. And I literally ask him every so often, why did that thing work? He's like, do you know why it worked? I'm like, what? He's like, I don't know about that thing, but you looked approachable. You looked at me. You looked happy. You smiled. Oh, I forgot the stare 3 seconds, smile, and look away. So he says that's why. Because many times as guys, we're at a place and people are just like, girls sometimes can be like, they don't look interested.
Yeah.
So that's the key there, which is kind of funny.
Look approachable.
Yes.
Steph.
My ship has
Steph,
sailed.
look approachable.
My ship has sailed. I don't look approachable.
What is that?
You got married on my birthday.
Yeah.
Did you write a note or something, or like a list or a note?
Oh yeah. So I had a whole list.
In the
I still have it. Dang it, I should have brought it. Yeah, I went
You made a
hiking.
list of everything you wanted in a man. And
Yeah.
then you met Berto soon after.
Yeah, so energetically now
so
I
now
know
you
why
gotta
it
hike.
worked, but like
You better
what did you
someone
say?
get this
I said,
bitch
"Hey,
paper."
let's go hiking, Eaton Canyon. You know the little river?
Yeah?
I got 2 rocks, held them in my hand, did my little thing, my list, and I said, universe, like this is what I want. You have to tell it what you want, otherwise it doesn't know. And then I threw one rock back and kept the other one in my pocket. And it was just like, this is what I want, and I'm not settling unless I find
Do
it.
you still have that rock?
Yes, I do. And the list. And the list.
Well, so you're saying you're a witch.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, that I haven't even tapped into, like, the crazy part of, like, all this natural stuff is just, like, really being in tune with the universe. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Elma, let's go hiking, Lisa.
Girl, I just made it through a degree class this morning. I don't know how I survived.
Oh my
The
gosh.
beauty is that you don't actually have to go hiking. You
Okay,
can make
perfect.
the list.
You can find a rock right
find
out
a
there.
rock outside.
Right outside my apartment.
And
Find a
literally
rock.
just keep one. And
I'll throw it in the pool.
Yeah,
Right?
there you go. Some kind of living water.
Oh my
situation.
gosh. You have been telling the best stories, by the way. Your dating stories have been the
Yes.
best.
Oh.
Okay, wait. The picture that you asked the poll, like, does
Oh,
she
yeah, happy
look
Pride
like
Month,
a
Oh,
everybody.
come on. There was,
Happy Pride Month.
oh yeah, happy Pride Month, everyone. There
And
was
we're recording
okay.
on June 1st. This will come out on June 6th.
Oh my god.
There were
That's
two
awesome.
people who were like, no. And I was like, you're a liar. And then I have a friend who was a lesbian.
yes.
She's married. Yes, you did. And she said, as a lesbian who drives a Jeep and coaches my kids' baseball team, can confirm.
I love
You look
it.
great.
Yeah,
but it just,
there's nothing about great or not great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just,
Yeah, for sure. It's just, yeah.
listen.
I got some great stories though.
Yeah, you
I
guys
got
keep
some
me
new
laughing.
stories. I did some very serious work last week for the podcast.
Give us one.
Ooh.
Give you one?
Give us one. Give us
How
one.
about I just give you like?
Do
I
it.
went on 3 dates in one night.
Hold on.
That's for next week, June.
Oh my gosh.
that's
Alma. Producer saying keep it going.
Oh. Well, I was just doing work for the podcast. I felt like I needed to. My timeline? Okay, fine. Thursday. It was a Thursday. So I went on a Starbucks date at 5
Okay.
in Monrovia, or like around Monrovia. And then I had dinner at 7 in Chino. And then, or like, no, closer to 8. Closer to 8 was dinner in Chino.
I'm already tired, but
And then at 9:30, 10 o'clock, I met someone for drinks at a bar nearby.
I know.
I was doing work for the podcast.
Were any of them a
All three-
hit? And were any of them a?
Starbucks guy was a hit.
Oh.
I was supposed to go on a date yesterday with him, but he canceled on me. It's fine. Okay, producers over here giving hand signals. No,
Well,
like
keep going.
we communicated though. At least he communicated. And then on the dinner one,
Come
that's
closer,
a
talk. Come
hard.
closer.
That's a hard no. One, I drove to Chino where he lives. 2, I paid for my bill. He didn't even like offer like, hey.
But
you
didn't he
drove out
tell you?
here. That's what. Yes, when I first got there. So Steph was my like I.
She
Steph was
tells
the
me where
person
she's
that I
going,
told,
so I'm like,
where I was going because I was going on 3
Safety.
dates in one
Yeah.
night, and just letting you know where I was at. So, yeah, I show up and my blue Jeep was the only blue car. Like all the other cars were white, and I was like, dang. I was like, I feel like odd man out right now. Like all these other cars are white. And he's like, well, you know what they say about white, and I was like, no, I don't. He's like, white's always right. And I was like,
red
mind you,
flag.
He's not white.
But he thought you were for sure.
Oh my god.
I asked her, I'm like,
But-
was he? I don't know.
He was Mexican. So then I was like, okay, that's in my head. I'm like, yeah, no, this isn't happening.
I've never heard that, but I have heard once you go Asian, you get the equation. You solve the equation.
Oh my god. I've
My brother's ex-girlfriend was Korean.
Oh yes.
And I was like, well, you know what they say. Once you go Asian, you solve the equation. It was not solved.
Oh.
Sad. But sorry, carry on.
No, you're fine. And then he worked for like the fire department. Like he's a mechanic at the fire department. His hands were filthy.
Ugh.
Oh.
Like I was like,
Are
bro,
these the guys that you met on the app?
Oh yeah, I met all these on the app.
I
met all these on
know.
the app.
It's time to make a list and get a rock.
Yeah, get
So,
the rock.
I was
and
like,
the-
cool,
stop
dude, you're
screwing
done.
around.
And then he was shit talking teachers. I was like, bro, I told you I'm a teacher, right? He's like, yeah, so is my ex. And I was like,
Oh.
why are you shit
Yeah,
talking teachers?
see?
No.
Yeah,
no.
so I left there, like, whatever. And then the other one, I mean, he was cool, but I just don't know if I could see myself going on another date with him. He's like 6'7".
Oh.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I don't know.
Wasn't vibe?
It wasn't a vibe for me.
okay.
No.
Yeah.
Felt
Then you
forced.
have to
Felt
be there.
forced. So we'll see what happens with Starbucks guy. But then I also started messaging another like 5 on the app just to keep it going to see like
Oh.
keep doing the app
Elma.
work.
Wow.
God
I mean,
bless
the podcast
you.
work.
Bless you.
Just doing the podcast work. Just
Yeah.
getting more content.
Yeah.
Do you follow that one girl on social where all she does is go on first dates?
And then she
No.
talks about
And
the
she
man.
talks about
Yeah.
I don't.
But she's sort of annoying
Yeah.
because it's like you find something wrong with
Every single one,
person.
yeah.
So it's kind of getting a little old. Like
She's
find
found
one
her
already.
niche. Now she's kind of sticking to the.
I'll have to find it. You guys will have to give me her info. But yeah, just doing the podcast work.
Love it.
Yeah, I think that's the key, right? Just do your thing, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
someone will.
Do
Or
your
not,
thing.
right? Like, who says you have to be partnered if you don't want to?
For sure.
Right? Like, I always say, like, I have a friend who's been single forever, and like, I'm like, if you want to be by yourself, that's one thing. It's like you don't have to find someone, but if you do, then yeah, there's
Do the
ways
work.
to-
You gotta do the
For
work.
sure.
Yeah. We
At this point, I just think it's fun for the podcast.
But you're
It's
also
fun at
doing.
this point in time.
But I think also like there's been a transformation like over the last couple years since your last breakup, and you have fundamentally changed as a person for the better. I'm serious.
Nice.
She will tell someone. I think part of one of the things I always would be like, I wish like Alma would be more like, not confrontational. What's the word? Like assertive. And now she's like, like, and I'm just talking about dating. Like that's not gonna work for me.
Yeah.
I
More
love
outs.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been really.
Marcia said it's because of the podcast.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Something happens when
Something
you get in here. You
happens.
forget until you listen to. You're like, oh my god, my mom's gonna kill me.
I know.
I forgot I said that.
right? It's like
Same.
if you don't care what anyone thinks, then
At this
We
point,
shouldn't.
I'm 41 years old. I don't care.
yeah, exactly.
Totally.
That's great, Alma. I love
Thanks.
that.
Thanks.
Honestly.
It's fun.
So
Well,
good.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
This is gonna be gross, but I want to know what's the grossest shit you've ever seen working for a day? Yeah.
Oh my God.
By the way, I just want to say, like, it sounds complicated, but it's not. I used to just
know
leave
what,
my
though?
bags outside.
You know what though? I would get intimidated wanting like if like Brianna, because Brianna and Gabriel use cloth too, right?
Yeah. Though you're,
Our aunt, yeah. I think they did.
you also bought diaper service for another.
Allison.
Yes, Allison.
Oh, that's right.
Bitter. Just kidding. I love you though. I'm just kidding.
She was younger
Just
too,
kidding.
right? Yeah.
It was
Yes.
a little intimidating when you're like, for me it was. I guess
Yeah.
'cause I wasn't doing it all the time, and if I was going to change one of the kids' diapers, I'm like, oh,
Maybe.
they're wearing the cloth, someone else change them. Just
But
because
they have all these
but
cute
also
little
the- it-
contraptions, like that
yeah.
little. You know, was the,
The
God
snapping.
set that little T-shaped
Yeah,
thing with
snapping.
the teeth.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Okay, so since then, now I almost think no one uses pre-folds anymore, even though like that's my new rag.
Yeah.
That's a pre-fold. But now they're doing all-in-ones, which is literally
Just the diaper, just the.
all in one piece.
Oh, we have so. My
So
husband
big.
has like cars that he works on.
Yeah.
And like Luludew, like, and I'm gonna tell you, I also shipped the Paul's last baby. I shipped all my stuff to them up north.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
they also got the covers. So they're still living somewhere in
See?
Humboldt County or somewhere. In,
As opposed to like one-time
Yeah.
use, 500 years in landfills.
oh my
they
god!
don't break down.
And they're like so absorbent. They're like multi. We use them for
yeah.
everything now because
Yeah.
they're so soft.
they're so great.
Yeah.
How did you end up with some? Aren't you supposed to return the cloth diapers?
No, we buy
No,
them.
the covers.
Oh, the
Yeah.
covers.
The covers
Gotcha.
we buy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then somebody bought us, I think I bought at one of the big sales you
Yeah,
have.
you
I have a
got
picture of
regs.
it. Regs. Yeah, that we could keep.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was so easy. You literally just leave your bag outside. Leave it in the morning. The
Yeah,
diaper fairy
when we
comes and
come,
leaves you.
take it.
Yes. It's so
Yeah.
much easier actually than garbage. Like
Does it
throwing all that
smell
shit. No. Well, it does.
Okay,
because
these
pee
are the
stinks.
great questions that all of the people ask, so that's good.
Yeah. So the pee actually smells worse than the poop because if you have
Yeah, ammonia.
yes, but the bag is like odor.
sealed, yeah.
Like once you seal it, you can't smell it.
Gotcha.
Plus, have you ever, I mean, one time a friend of ours came over and she had her baby in a disposable. I didn't know that, so she threw the disposable in the trash in our bathroom, which I don't change that every day. So
Yeah.
I was like, there's this weird smell.
It ends up smelling like fish,
No,
like
and
ammonia,
it's like a
fishy.
chemical,
Yes.
but in a disposable, and it was a smell I'd never smelled before. And I'm like, honey, something is in the walls. And he's like, I don't know. And sure enough, there was a disposable diaper, and I had never smelled that. And I had been raising our kids
Yeah.
before, so it's like a disposables are just gross.
It
to
smells like
me.
it's rotting versus
Yeah.
the cloth just smells like ammonia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
It's
it
more
actually
earthy too because it's just the kid eating breast milk or
totally,
whatever.
totally, and they pick it up once a week, so it's not sitting
yeah.
forever. You know,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
not as bad.
Yeah,
it's
it's not too
actually
bad.
pretty simple.
Yeah, for sure.
But have you had any like this is
Gnarly things?
yeah, or do you have clients where you're like, yeah, this kid shits a lot?
Okay, sometimes you could smell like if they're eating curry.
Oh, I bet.
Literally can smell
I
a
bet.
family's diapers.
Like
You're
a-
like, oh, that's so and so's because that you literally start to learn what
my
they
gosh.
eat. No joke. That and also this is so gross, but in the summertime. Because, like, maybe if a fly happens, so
Maggots.
then there's maggots. But that's rare. Don't deter yourself.
No.
I see that. You
Right.
would never see that at home
Yeah.
because you just throw the diaper
Yeah.
in.
Right.
But
And you
that's
also
only
give a
happened
canister, right?
once. Yeah.
Yeah,
with
there's a
everything.
canister with the. Yeah.
It
We
has
never
a
had
lid, You
anything.
don't smell anything. It's like so easy.
Oh my gosh.
My dad watched our kids growing up while I was starting Luludew, and he never changed our diapers growing up, right? And so I just told him, this is what I want, and like, can you do that? He's like, yeah. And I would come home, and like sometimes the pre-fold was like close to
Out
their
the back?
neck, like out the back, but whatever. Like it still
But he did it.
worked. Yeah, and he did it.
Yeah. Well, we loved it, and it was so funny because the only thing that it obstructed was Sophia's ability to roll over for a while.
Oh.
Remember, her butt was so big. She was like, I'm trying to get herself like I can do
But
it.
you know, some parents do quit at that stage. They're like, but I don't know. I'm afraid they're not going to be able to walk.
Oh,
and I'm
no.
like, do you see anyone like, because cloth diapers have
Was
been
the
on
norm, right?
forever.
Yeah.
And only in the 1960s did we start creating like disposables. So literally, you don't see a bunch of like adults walking funny, right?
Right.
It's like, stop with the nonsense. Like,
Totally.
it's temporary. They will be able to roll over and walk. you
I
know?
love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I love it. Well, what else can we talk about? What else? Is there anything else? We've reached our 45 minutes. It flies by, right?
So fast.
I know. This has been amazing. But
Yeah.
I just got to tell people, too, because we know that Sandy's like homesteader. Now we know trad wife vibes.
Not yet. Not
We
yet.
had a
It's
little
something
bit
to
of
work on Monday.
a platter for her that I was
made a
like,
list for that
we
one
brought her
yet.
some raw cheese.
Oh my god, this is awesome. I was
Some
like
85% butter fat dates with butter, some beef heart and liver meat sticks.
Baggie upstairs. You can take that.
Yeah. Oh my
try
gosh.
them?
No.
No,
Why
it's
not?
just like a bit. Let me see.
Let me try
Give
one.
me one.
Oh, it
Give
is.
me the biggest one.
You know what?
Lisa.
It is softer than the other.
Oh,
Like
it is softer.
I don't like that. It tastes like liver.
Oh, okay.
No way. Tastes so good.
Oh my god. Well, let's put that in a baggie. I'm gonna swallow.
Okay, so the new thing that I'm doing
Tell us. Yes.
on my free time is my homestead healing page
Oh,
on
yes.
TikTok. So if you want a glimpse into the craziness that I get myself into, which is literally just making stuff from scratch. I even
see.
like mill my own flour. Half of this was milled flour.
Hold on.
Okay.
Homestead healing.
Yeah, it's homestead healing. I don't know. It's homestead
Cállate.
dot healing.
Stephanie.
I'm
on
sorry, I'm trying to
TikTok.
find it.
Yeah, there it is. Homestead.healing on TikTok. And I just started it. So I just like post little things.
Nice.
But yeah.
Oh, I love it. I wish I could turn off the. Oh, let me see. Follow.
Just lower your volume.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. I know. I'm sorry. Oh, amazing. Okay, we'll share this. I love this. So you have a friend who I also like. We bought some really cute booties for Valentina when she was little. She used to make what is it? Fox.
Was it at the
Oh,
Luludew
Fox
thing?
and the Traveling Gypsy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I know she
Yes.
does a lot of this too.
Does. Yeah, and she's now doing herbal classes.
Mm-hmm.
So she does like education on like herbs that you can take on a daily that heal you, right? So she does that now, which is really great.
Amazing.
I think it's called, I forget, I'll look it up.
Yeah. Send
But
it
yeah,
our
she's
way.
Awesome.
Anything else before we end that you want to share? Anything you want to plug? Anything else that you think is important?
Well, the one last thing is
Yeah.
how much I love Lisa. You know, so Lisa and I in high school, we talked, because I talked to everyone, but I just didn't have deep connections in high school for whatever
Sure.
reason. And later, we found ourselves on Facebook of all places.
Hilarious.
And we were those weirdos that were like, let's get coffee after like 10, 15 years of not seeing each other. And it was just awesome. Lisa is like the sweetest soul. in the world. And she's seen my kids since they were 80. Remember, you would come over and I could only go out after 7 because they were going to go to sleep. And then just throughout all of our, experiences and stuff. And I just love that we were able to reconnect after high school.
I love that.
I agree.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
She's awesome.
Sophie will hopefully be going to Sacred Heart year after next. She'll be an 8th grader next year. Yes. And it's so weird when you think about the cloth
wild.
diapering, right? Like,
She's
Yeah.
going to be in high school.
she's going to be year
And
after
Lisa,
next.
You're still there.
I'm still there.
Yeah, that's great.
Right,
so
I
she's
know.
going to have her there.
That's the
so
plan. But I'm hoping that Sophie, I know you still have friends too from high school, so I'm hoping that kind of that she kind of makes
She
those.
told me, just tell you,
What?
told somebody, well, if I get in trouble, I could just hang out in my Nina's office.
I'm like, okay.
love that.
It does not work that way.
Aw, you guys are sweet. That's awesome. That she can count on you though, regardless.
Oh, totally.
I
She'll
love
be like,
that.
hey, Nina, I forgot my homework. Can you talk to my teacher?
Oh my
And
god.
Sacred Heart has come like a long way.
Yeah.
Big time.
Like it's transformed, and I thought we had a great experience there. But it's definitely leaps and bounds from when we were there, which is awesome. You didn't go there.
I didn't go there. I did not.
Yeah.
But the parents from Little Sacred had to clear out the
The annex.
the annex 2 weeks ago.
Is
they're
it
gonna
still like what are they doing?
they're gonna
It's
redo
We're
it
redoing it.
Like
inside.
restore it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So we couldn't when we were doing the plans for the gym. We couldn't knock the annex down because it's a historic landmark.
Got it.
So it's there, but they're redoing.
Oh, hold on.
it. They're redoing it the inside. So it's gonna look really nice.
That's so.
They're gonna
great.
redo it into like little offices, little conference room, like I think a tutoring room, like study hall type room, like a little fitness room. So
That's
they're-
awesome.
It's gonna take like
Couple years.
a year and a half, but when it's done, it's gonna look really nice.
Oh my gosh, that's
great.
amazing.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Remember when the kids were little? They were into like touring abandoned buildings, and I was like, we were homeschooling, so I was like, Lisa, can we like get access to that building? And
Did
she's
you go
like,
in?
We didn't end up making it work, but she's like, yeah, we'll open it for you. But
It's creepy inside. I was just gonna tell you, it looks
creepy.
haunted.
I
So
love that.
so do I. And I'm gonna
So
tell
good.
you, I'm like obsessed with abandoned places. I was just telling Sophie yesterday, and she's like, "Why?" I'm like, because I feel like energy
Yes.
is like always there, and the way that I feel about it, I also feel. So I work across from Children's Court. I think Children's Court is haunted. There have been some deaths there,
Yeah.
but I think it's because I'm like so many tragic things happen
Yes,
there.
the energy
So many bad
is trapped.
feelings. I've seen so many parents come out crying and like,
Bring sage next time.
I don't know.
People are like, what?
But like I'm obsessed because I'm obsessed with like when you see an abandoned building, you're like, so much stuff was happening here just a year ago, and now it's.
Just quiet.
But that place is, and it's dusty, and it's in true urban schooling
I did my work
style.
study there. When it was
Did you?
all convent.
They still have a room upstairs where they do like ballet or dance.
There's a dance room, and then there's a chapel all the way.
So the chapel, it's so funny. I went in with Mr. Beal, and he's like, this is where the girls do their softball practice.
In the
Upstairs
chapel?
in the chapel, they have a big net.
Really?
That's where they do their batting practice. I'm like,
Up until a year ago, like our performing arts would do like the haunted house in there for like Halloween.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Smart, yeah.
it was really creepy.
That place was creepy.
Towards you.
Yeah. When I worked there for my work study on Saturdays, because I played sports, so I couldn't do my work study after school. It was creepy. And the nuns were there.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause that's where they lived.
Oh my god. Up until
Yeah.
Wait, when did they
when?
close it? When did they stop using it as a residence?
I don't know. I graduated in 2002. I don't know.
I've been there 13 years, and they weren't there when I was there. So
So
maybe
maybe
20 years
after.
ago.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe shortly after me.
So what's the project like? How long is it going to take to get?
I think like a year and a half. They're already starting. They're already starting.
Really?
So maybe about a year and a half.
How
so that'll
awesome.
be good. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's great.
So my boss's office is our old English
Yeah.
classroom, and so
I don't remember anything from
Right
high
up the
school.
stairs.
So
Me
when you
neither.
said
Me
that,
neither.
I'm
the
like,
first
I don't
classroom on the
know.
right. Right when you
What?
walked up the stairs. That was
You
my
have
English
such a
teacher
good-
too.
No.
She has a good memory. I don't
Memory.
really have the best memory.
People
But
will come
anyways-
up to me and say like, "Oh my god, we went to high school together." I'm like, I don't know who you are.
But because our enrollment is increasing every year,
Yeah.
I think the plan is for my boss to have his office
There.
in the new annex area and then make that into a classroom.
Again.
Because we need the space. We need the
Wow.
space. Yeah, which is good. All good things.
Oh,
good
so
things.
good.
Yeah.
And she'll be going there for sure.
Probably. I mean, she's got her eye. She does like Ramona. Like I don't know, $1,500 a month, but I'll selfie pics. I don't know. But I think Sacred Heart is probably going to be her the only reason, the one reason she doesn't want to go there is my kids are very like musically inclined. They don't have a music
They
program.
don't have any.
So that's what she's hoping for, some kind of music program.
They are bringing next year. I think they're bringing back music theory, but it's not like learning an instrument. It's more of like
I do remember Ramona had this crazy like chorus.
They have a lot of
They have like bells.
Situation.
Yeah, yes, they do.
Yeah. But you know,
Listen,
It's all good.
your brother can teach them music.
that's what they already know. Like you already know.
Yeah.
Go to school to learn.
Rock
Fine.
on.
It's all good. But-
I don't want to get married. I want to rock with you, Tim.
oh my God, my son! I don't want to get married. Yeah.
He says that.
Oh my God, you'll have to hear one of the intros. My brother will randomly stick it in, and it's my son. It's something that my son said, and I was recording him and said, "Hey, say hi to your tío," or I don't know what I said.
Yeah.
And he said, "I don't want to get married. I want to rock out with tío Tim."
That's adorable. And your brother is single, right?
He has a girlfriend.
I mean, he's not
Let's see,
married.
not married, though.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm like, just make me a tío
In New York?
in New York.
Dang,
I
that's
just
my
wanna
life.
be a
I
tío.
wish.
Before I die. I was telling them that Sophie was cleaning out her room, which used to be her older brother's room.
Yeah.
And she found a condom that's like ancient. I don't know whose it was.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my God, look at this! Expired in 2000." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know how old it was, 2002 or 2020. I don't know what it was."
Uh-huh.
And she's like, "You should send this to my Nino. You could be a tia, maybe a mom." Oh my God, stop it!
Poke holes in it.
Oh God, I'm glad you know how it works, but ew.
That's awesome.
But
That is great.
That's so great.
anyhow, this has been so wonderful. We need a
You
part
guys
2
are
conversation,
amazing.
and we have been talking out. We would love to have your mutual friend Alman.
Oh my
to
gosh,
talk about
Alma would
caregiving.
be so amazing. Yeah. She's
So,
in the trenches
We
doing
will
the
plan
work.
for that for sure because I think it's very important for people. We feel it's very important for people to
Yeah.
Because it
And you
seems
know
that
it's
that's
rising,
increasing.
right?
Yes.
They're calling it the type 3 diabetes is what they're calling dementia now.
Oh.
Because it affects like our food intake. They're noticing that a lot of people are being diagnosed, record numbers.
Oh, I'm so scared of that because I've always been kind of like a scatterbrain, where I can't find my words. And as I get older, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I don't know, it just scares me because it is on the rise. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really connected to food. I mean, I say it's connected to food. If you ask a doctor, they say there's no correlation. But like, yeah, doctors get 1 semester of nutrition before they have to be certified as a doctor, which is ridiculous. Okay, tangent. Let's not go there.
Part 2. Part
Yeah,
2 to come.
for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
and
for
spending
making
time
Thank
with
you,
us.
dreams
lovely
come true.
ladies.
And
You
us
guys
getting
are
the guests.
awesome. And I love listening to the podcast. So, like, it's awesome. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know
We're
it's
trying
hard
our
because you
best.
guys schedules and all that, but I
Yeah.
really think it's awesome.
Thank you
Plug
so
your
much.
website.
Yes.
Plug your website.
Oh, luludew.com is the website. And then TikTok is Homestead Healing, is my little page.
Homestead.healing.
Yes, homestead.healing. And then, yeah, that's to be continued with everything else.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
again.
ladies. This was
All
so
right.
fun.
Yay.
Outro.
A little outro. Until next time on La Vida Entre Primas, Life Between Cousins.
Bye.
Bye.